Lots of bricks.
Hey everybody, Lawrence here with Dirty Basement Terrain. Coming at you with another one. Now, XPS bricks. You've all seen me use them. I'm not going to stop using them because they look great. But there are two very basic. There are more than just two ways to do bricks, but two very basic ways of doing bricks with XPS is you can carve the pattern directly into the foam for the brick pattern, or if you're completely insane like me, you're going to carve individual bricks. It's all a matter of choice of what you like and what the look you prefer. And some different individual bricks will work for a lot of stuff, but carving into the foam will work for other ways. But I use individual bricks as often as possible. I don't know why. But I want to walk you through how I carve out my bricks on the Proxxon. There are different, you can use jigs for doing bricks of different sizes depending on where you order the jigs from, but I carve my bricks out of scrap and offcut pieces. So I'm going to walk you through how I do it. But right before we get to that, I do want to give a big thank you to my patron member, Dungeon Matron. Your support is greatly appreciated. Thank you very much. Okay, guys, let's get to it. Carve up some bricks.
Now my bricks are going to be 3/8 of an inch by 3/8 of an inch by 3/4 of an inch. It's a weird measurement, I know, but for what I intend these bricks to be used for, that's the size I'm cutting. And as you can see, I'm just running strips through to get the 3/8 of an inch by 3/8 of an inch part done first. I'll cut several strips here, and then I'll flip it on its side and then run it through again. The main goal for the bricks is to get depth, height, and length. The depth and the height, if you want even bricks, should be the same. And then the length should be twice of what your depth and height were. You know, if I was going to make 1/4 inch by 1/4 inch, I would want a 1/2 inch. Or, 5 mil by 5 mil, it should be 10 mil. That way you'll get a good consistent brick. And it'll make it easier for when you're building your project. But again here, I'm just running a bunch of 3/8 by 3 inch strips. Okay, now I'm actually cutting the length of my bricks. And like I said before, being that my bricks were 3/8 by 3/8, I want them to be 3/4 of an inch long, so I just measured out 3/4 of an inch, and I'm going to start running them through. It's pretty simple, pretty easy, and you can do multiple at a time, so you're not, one brick. I'm cutting upwards, I think that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 bricks at a shot. So, pretty quick, pretty easy. And I am using multiple lengths as far as the 3/8 by 3 inch scrap, but and just give it a quick roll there to get the edges off. And as you can see, I am cutting a boatload of bricks, and you can see the multiple lengths up top there that I said this is all being cut from scrap foam. So I'm not going to get one consistent length of scrap. So just use up all your scraps. And now to do a little bit of texturing, there are 2 different ways, and this is just roll it in your hands to get the edges smooth. Now, when you're doing it this method, this can happen. Static will build up. And just a moment here, and you'll see. I do roll these around a lot, don't I? As you can see, it's annoying. It really is. Simple way to fix that. Dip your fingers in water and just make your hands slightly damp. And that will cure the static problem. And they won't stick to your hands anymore. Again, it's a quick, simple, easy solution to an annoying problem. Now the rock tumbler method. You can take handful of gravel and throw them in a plastic container, throw a bunch of bricks in there, and just shake. Shake, 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 shake. Definitely, it can be noisy, but this adds a little bit extra. We'll round off the edges, and we'll also add a bunch of divots and dents to it. The one thing about this method, eventually the rocks will bang against each other and start chipping each other till they actually start smoothing off and start losing their effectiveness. So you will need to start changing out your rocks. Now here, I just want to cut out a few quick bases. I think I'm doing I am doing two 6-inch long bases. Cut it up straight. This is a 12-inch piece of graphics medium chipboard. It's my go-to for small bases and nothing that's going to be like an entire boards, but graphics medium chipboard is a great thing to use. Again, just measuring two 6-inch pieces. Use my Alpha blade to multiple straight cuts. And I was like, oh, how wide? Oh, yeah. To check the actual width of it, I used bricks because that's what I'm using. Though you could have just measured it because it's 3/4 of an inch, 2 bricks. And I don't want like a square. And as you can see, I cut a little bit of a moon shape to give what I'm going to be doing a footing. Because I'm doing 2 sample walls here. And it's just a matter of using some hot glue quick and then placing them down. Now, to get an offset pattern, you will have to use some half bricks, which I do eventually use. But that's pretty easy. It's just cut a single brick in half, and you can fill up those end spaces quick. The bricks that I'm actually using for this sample wall are the ones that I ran through the rock tumbler. And the rock tumbling seemed to give a few extra dents. The edges seem to be a little more round, a little more extremely rounded. So it makes the rock tumbler seem to make the bricks a little more worn looking, if that makes sense. So I decided, you know what, let's make this sample wall a little bit ruined and beat up. You'll see what I mean in a minute or two. But again, this is just a matter of hot gluing bricks down at this point. Rinse and repeat. Now, an easy way to make a brick look like it's broken and falling apart is just pick at it with your fingers and pull small chunks off. And that will give you a really good looking, well, I don't know if you call it good looking, but a really ruined look to your brick. And it just makes it look all beat up, nasty, and falling apart, which is the exact look we're going for here. Now, for this sample wall, I wanted to actually build a wall that looked like it was well taken care of, and basically the opposite of the wall that we just saw. So I'm using the bricks that were just hand rolled. While the edges are still rounded, they don't look, there's not like a whole lot of dents in it, and they look newer and a little more pristine, but they still look like bricks, if that makes any sense. Well, really big bricks, but scale wise. So for this one, I am just making a wall that was not as old or beat up. Okay, now let's do everybody's favorite texture technique, foil ball. Both walls I want to give a little extra texture to, so even the pretty wall is going to get textured with this. We've all seen it done. We all know how to do it. It's just roll up a ball foil and then roll it on the XPS to make it look more like stone. Again, it's real quick. And now the ruined wall. Now I'll even run the foil ball on the pieces that I picked out just to make it look more natural. I think more natural. I don't know. It just looks cool. But again, I'm even trying to get in down to those little crevices that I picked out with my fingernails. And here are the two walls side by side. Now, would I say the rock tumbler is better than the hand rolling techniques? No, both are actually really good, but both have their uses. The rock tumbler I would use for older, more worn looking bricks or stone. And the hand rolling I'm going to keep for bricks that I want to look more newer and pristine.
Hey everybody, if you watch this far, it means you watched it in. As always, I do appreciate that. If you like the video, hit the thumbs up. If you want to see more, click subscribe down there. If you want to leave a comment, leave a comment. I hope you guys found this useful. It's how I make my bricks. And it's probably how I'll continue to make my bricks, because this is a perfect way to burn through a bunch of scrap foam and offcuts. And if you carve a lot of foam, you know exactly what I'm talking about. You're going to get a big pile of scrap and offcuts. And it's a perfect way to put that to use and not throw it out. So it's environmentally friendly, I guess. Okay, guys. I hope you did enjoy this, and I hope you did find it useful. And guys, remember, when you're making your terrain, there's only one person you got to worry about. That's you, because it's your terrain.